you guys think?
You still think Tyson got this?
Yes.
I do not.
I think Tyson's going to demolish. Tyson looks good in the clips they put out.
Who'd you think was going to win the election?
I actually
He actually thought Trump.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. You did say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm actually curious. I mean,
Tyson is going to murder.
He's 58.
he's
dog.
60 years old. I'm doing things at 40 is almost impossible. I don't know how he's going to do it at 60. But there is a different situation where, like, this is Jake coming up in weight to fight somebody that's heavier than him. Before this, Jake has always been the heavier opponent. He's always been the bigger opponent. He's been usually the boxer going up against someone who's not a boxer. Now he's going up against someone who is fighting at their natural weight and has boxed for their entire life. But at the same time, Jake is a hard punching guy.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Tyson throwing punches at 58. I'm worried about, first of all, endurance, but second of all, taking punches at 58.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing.
Tyson is a different animal, guys.
Muhammad Ali was a
always-
different animal.
we always
he came back,
discredit-
got his ass beat.
Yeah. But we
Ass
always
whooped by Larry Holmes, I think.
But Larry Holmes was also the best heavyweight in the world at the time. He had been a sparring partner for, years. He didn't get his ass beat by a bum.
No, I agree. But that was also Muhammad Ali at what, 40?
Was he that old?
I don't
when
know.
he did it?
But he wasn't 58.
Yeah.
I'm just saying whatever age he wasn't 58.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Mike's going to have to get in, and he's going to have to land those shots close. And we're going to see what happens. I mean,
Mike is going to fuck him up.
really?
I hope you're right, man. I am rooting for Mike. I'm a Mike fan. I normally like Jake, but like obviously I'm rooting for Tyson. Yeah. But I'm fearful, man. He's 58. I'm very worried about this.
Son, all them new muscles on Jake is different. This is grown man strength. He's had this strength forever, and he's back. His endurance is back. This motherfucker looks. That's a 60-year-old man that looks like he's 40.
I mean, with all due respect to Mike, I feel like we keep discrediting Jake every single time, and then he keeps doing it, and we keep moving the goalposts.
I gave Jake his props. I think Jake is a good boxer.
He is.
For the amount of time he has been boxing. Yeah. I just think Mike is a different animal.
That's possible. But at the same time,
like Jake
age catches up to all of us. 60 years old is still 60 years old.
Also, I'm curious, has the nature of boxing changed? Like, has the style of boxing? Like, is it possible that if he's in a groove where he's like, look, he fights this way, everyone knows what he does, and he's been doing the same thing 30 years, and Jake, despite being more novice, is doing something newer, technically speaking.
This is what I would say.
Jake just has that overhand right.
Jake's got power. He's got this great overhand right. What I think that Mike will try to do is smother him. And I don't think Jake will have power in the smother. Like, he needs a little bit more length and distance to get the shots off. But what Jake is good at is catching somebody moving in. So if Mike just moves straight in, Jake can catch you in short distance with that overhand right.
Mike has that.
But if Mike is bobbing and weaving on the way in, that will be more difficult, of course. And I'm sure that he's seen clips of this. He's like, okay, I got to watch that when I'm walking in, but that's what I'm worried about. Mike's also got a great chin. They call him Iron Mike Tyson for a reason. So I don't think that he's going to feel power. And this is no insult to Jake's power, but he's not going to feel power he hasn't felt before. Like, Mike's been in there with much harder hitters than Jake. And Jake is a hard-hitting guy. You cannot take that away from him. But Mike's been in there with the hardest hitting human beings on the planet. Yes. Simple as that. And he stood up against
Jake has never been in the ring with somebody with Mike's power.
That I can't say just based on his spars. I don't know who he's sparring with.
Okay. He hasn't
been in a professional fight with anybody close to his power. That's 100% true. And power's the last thing to go, is what I'll say.
Okay, because that's my question.
Last thing. Yeah.
Is a 60, and dude, rooting for him, 60-year-old Mike, does he have that kind of power?
Power is the last thing to go. Mike, if you looked at George Foreman, I think George Foreman won the heavyweight title at 50 years old or something like that.
He has like 45 maybe.
Yeah, we should look that up. But he was known as the hardest hitting puncher alive. I think when he fought Joe Frazier, he lifted him in the air on an uppercut. So he won the heavyweight championship at 45 years old. So, and I think that's the oldest person that's ever been a heavyweight champion. We're talking about 15 more years or 13 more years after that. Mike Tyson.
Better shape than Frazier was.
Foreman, yeah.
Foreman
was. Yeah, probably. But Foreman, what he had was the great equalizer, which was power. He could just walk in there, he could take your shots, and then when he landed, you went to sleep.
Yeah.
Mike has always had power, but he's also a volume guy too. He's a guy that's going to like hit you twice in the body and then the hook comes up top, you know? So I think he needs to soften you up and then put you out. Like if you look at Mike's greatest knockouts, it's like the third punch clips you and then you're fucking done. Yeah. Whereas Foreman could just stalk, boom, one shot, sit you down.
That's what I think happens in this fight. I think Mike's going to get in close. Jake's going to feel power for the first time, and he's not going to know what to do with that because he's overpowered everybody he's been in the ring with. And he's not going to know what to do with that.
So there's an argument to be made for that, which is, and this is a fight that Jake won. He fought Anderson Silva. Do you remember when he fought? He was winning that fight against Anderson Silva. But Anderson was smothering him. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it was hard for Jake to get off. It was hard for Jake to like land shots because Anderson's strategy was kind of get inside. And then Jake caught him and dropped him. And Jake won the fight. He definitely deserved to win. But Anderson was able to control Jake's effectiveness by being on the inside. He just wasn't able to score on the inside. So the question is, if Mike is on the inside, Mike can score on the inside. Yes. That is Mike's zone. You know, so I think Anderson was most. I don't even want to know if I would say effective, but like him. Look, like him getting in, like basically being. He's not throwing any power on it, but he's essentially trying to get close enough where Jake can't load up. You know, like that. All those inside. So Mike would do a much better job of fighting in the phone booth.
And generating power.
Yes, but at the same time, if Silva is 42 or something like that, Mike is 58 years old. Dude, time is, you get old. Here's the hardest thing about being old. It's not just the training. It's that I'm 40 years old. I go play paddle. I'm fucking sore for 2 days. So the recovery period in order to train effectively at 60 is really tough.
Are they testing for this?
I can't.
I hope not.
I can't fathom.
Better not, because neither one will.
I can't fathom.
Let's be real. Neither one will.
Because that would fix your recovery thing. Even if you're not necessarily doing it for size, but just doing specific enhancements.
Yeah, or just inflammation.
Yeah.
It's just.
What did your friend call it? Like the advanced training system or something?
The initiate a vitamin protocol.
Yeah, the vitamin protocol. Yeah.
He was.
Did you ever do the stem cells for your back?
No. I might want to do something for like shoulder, but I don't know if it will work.
Just wait. RFK going to get all that shit.
Yeah. Well, I think stem cells work for a specific thing, right? I think it's like, if there's damage to an area, it can rebuild certain things. But like stem cells, for example, I don't think they won't just fix your Achilles if it's torn.
No, but I mean, isn't yours just like?
Yeah, so it might be a good candidate for it. I just need to look and see if it is.